because I had a company reach out to ask me to do something for Black History Month, and part of me was like, well, don't they know that I'm Puerto Rican, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, if you're a brown man in this country, you're a black man. Like, you know, in the perspective of those people that are super racist like that, that's just it. We're all just in the same fucking group. There's no differentiation of you know, what our culture is or any of that. So, you know, and you can definitely feel in some of these places those little racial undertones where I was at. Nashville was a little like that. Greenville was a little bit like that. It was you could definitely feel the looks, you know, and things like that. But I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. God damn it, guys. It's been a while since I've done this shit. I got to do more of these. I think I'm going to start doing these twice a week. That way I don't fucking forget shit. And I got to write it down, too. You know? I need to be better. And that's what the goal is always, right? But just recently I've realized that because this show is getting more listeners and like actually having some traction now, I need to make sure that I have a podcast producer and a fucking assistant, and like I need to get a fucking team together. I'm serious. And I got to get other podcasters that want to be on my network. Like, there's so much to do is what I'm saying. But I'm also not upset with myself for not having those things yet. Because everything, I'm telling you, you're just right where you need to be. Always. Wrong or right. Just try to make the right decision and try to love wholeheartedly. And fucking call your mom, call your dad. See the people that you love, man. Just spend a little bit more time thinking and appreciating those people. Because truly, as we all know, when the pandemic came, that's it. The only people we had around was our loved ones. And those cooks and chefs and industry professionals that travel far to work at, you know, exceptional restaurants felt that. They felt that a lot because they didn't have their fucking family. Some people couldn't visit their fucking family because they were, you know, older and at risk of getting COVID. So this shit is still rocking us to our core, man. Like, shit's not over yet. A lot of people said when we were in the pandemic. Bro, we're still in the pandemic. It's still a thing. You can't discount it. And I'm not here to fucking talk about COVID because we got to deal with that shit every day. Put on a mask, you know, fucking do what you got to do fucking everywhere you go. So it's just like, yeah, put on your mask, get your fucking vaccine. If you haven't got one yet, just try to do right by society, you know. I don't have all the answers. You know, we could all get cancer from the fucking vaccines 10 years from now. Hey, and if that happens, well, I mean, it's the same like baby powder situation, you know. Now it gives us cancer. I've been putting that shit all over my balls for like 10, 15 years, you know? Sorry to be so grotesque, but that's the truth, right? So I may have some motherfucking cancer coming up soon here. I hope not, but that's what happens. So at this point, it's December 16th. And I've dropped the Richmond, Virginia and Nathan Kryler episodes. When I got back from my retreat that I went to, and this retreat that I went to was amazing. It was 7 days. It was in the woods. It was heavily medicinal. It changed my life. I was reborn. It is something that I will address at some point. I will talk about this experience, and I'm letting everyone know that if they really want to change their life, like, the answers are inside. Okay? All the answers are inside. If anybody ever feels anxious or like they don't know what to think or what to do, drink a glass of water. Like, we all think that we take this shit for granted, bro. It's water. We're fucking 80% water, 80-90%. I'm not sure the number. We're mostly water, man. That is your life. That is life. So whenever you're going through some shit, take a second and just drink a glass of water and breathe. Because the air, the water, the earth, the dirt, right? And our heart and our soul, like that's what we got. And it is so easy to take things for granted. Example, the other day, All About the Benjamins came on. We've all heard All About the Benjamins a bunch of times. Bad Boy Records, And I appreciated it so much. I turned it up and I was listening to the lyrics that the Locks were throwing down, and it's like, yo, this song is a fucking epic classic. Don't forget that, man. We listen to songs and we just have playlists of 400 songs and we take it for granted, but each one of those songs was made by a group of people that took time to put their heart out there as the artist, to produce it as the producers and the fucking, all the people that work in the actual studio doing the technical things. It's really a beautiful thing. So don't take any of this shit for granted. This music, the beauty outside, the leaves, fucking everything, dude. Like, drink a glass of water and appreciate that shit. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that don't have that. They can't just go to the tap and get water. And it's millions of human beings that go through that shit every day that can't eat. And we're over here complaining about our fucking phone not working right. Or saying too many times your fucking podcast. Like, that is some first world fucking shit right there, man. So it's like, part of me is always like, shame on you, David. Shame on you. That you think you can come out here and your opinions fucking matter? Have a podcast? God, I really don't think that my opinions matter. And is that the wrong thing to say, right? Why do you have a podcast, Dave? I just got to get this shit out of my fucking brain hole, man. Seriously. I got to get this shit out somewhere because I want to have the conversation about, is what I'm thinking about the right thing or is it the wrong thing? And why do you think that? Because conversation and talking through shit is what's going to save us. And not everybody fucking beefing behind Instagram and social media, talking shit to each other like that. If you find yourself commenting on some shit in a negative fucking way on Instagram, Facebook, you've lost. You have lost. You can turn around and say, well, Dave, you say what you don't like and what you like on your podcast. You fucking hypocrite, right? Is that hypocritical? I don't know. I know that I just want to be the best version that I can be of myself and stay true to myself and not lie, cheat, and steal to get the things that I want. And no matter what, the universe will give you what you need at the end of the day, even if you don't get the things that you want. But again, just appreciate what you got, man. Because if you're listening to this right now, that means you have a phone. That means you have a tablet, maybe. And that in itself is such a privilege. It's not everybody has that shit. Take your time, bro. Slow down. It's to all my brothers and sisters out there, just slow down a little bit. All this moving and shaking, that's what I learned. You need to slow the fuck down. So after I popped out of that retreat in Mexico where I got a hand tattoo and it was beautiful ceremonies all the time, and just not having my phone on me that whole time from December 16th to December 23rd was fucking fantastic. And I want to dedicate a week every year at least, right? Because I do want to be able to be reached by people, right? But every once in a while, it's good to take that break from that phone, man. It's good to turn off the notifications on Instagram. Has been one of the greatest things I've ever done, because I'm constantly getting hit up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I need to look at it. I need to. And you don't need to look at it. You don't need to answer every text message right away. Obviously, if you're having an active conversation with somebody, answer the fucking text message. Through this journey of self-discovery, I've let down some people, you know. Just haven't been there the way I need to be. Or the way I felt I needed to be, you know. It's crazy. Sucio's not always in the right, you know. I think I do this podcast to understand myself. Where my place is in this world. To get people's stories out there. To inspire people to be real. 100% real. That's a hard thing to do in this world, man, where there's so much insecurity and fear. And people roast you for having emotions. There's countless times where men have been in tears in the kitchen. And as a person who never let that really show ever to anybody, you think of it as weakness, you know? That's not weakness, man. That's actually like a person showing that much vulnerability, you know? And I'm saying in the right circumstance, crying is okay. You know what I mean? I know that there's people that use it as a weapon for people to feel bad for them, you know? After that Mexico trip, I dropped the Charleston episodes. That was JT Kerwin, who was the chef of the Wild Dunes, and he's doing some crazy shit out there now. He moved to Washington, D.C., and he's the executive chef of the Conrad in Washington, D.C., at the Conrad Hotels. Place called Estuary, farm to table experience. So I'm happy for him. He just got a new shot at being executive chef. Like the job he had was fucking dope at the other spot at Wild Dunes. But he's doing different shit now, and that's what happens in this industry. You got to move on. Fucking dropped the Serene Mabay episode at that time. And then I really, really calculated how many things I did during this road tour. Suciotalk Road Tour 2021. 50 days on the road, guys. 14,000 miles driven. 70 plus restaurants eaten at. 30 podcasts. Like the biggest inspiration of my fucking life, man. Just talking to people that are passionate about serving others. There's a special kind of human being that can do that. And like, shout out to all of them, dude. While I was in New Orleans, I got to talk to fucking Blake Aguilard and Trey Smith. And they were amazing people. I met with Trey Smith after for drinks, and just a very honest chef who's just trying to do the right thing. Who's trying to, you know what the trend is now? It's teaching others. We're moving away from that. I want the stars and I want the accolade. The best accolade is having successful students as a chef. That is the best accolade. That means more than any fucking Michelin star could ever mean. And something that Jake Rojas told me about this podcast, and because in my mind I should be in a kitchen. I should be